What's up, guys? This your boy. I'm back. I told y'all I might was gonna take a break, but I told y'all you never know. I freestyle these episodes. Hey, I love what I do. Got some of my beard, but whatever. I love what I do. Hey, I just feel like I want to say I thank you all for the love and support. This year, that y'all, especially recently, over the past few weeks, the page been turned up. So I'm gonna keep on putting the pressure on them. Keep the foot, keep the foot on the gas. Um, I just want to do a little, quick little episode today. Something light. Not too harsh. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the last 2, 3. Man, I got episodes drawn out for y'all like the last 3, 4. I get ideas every day. I can get an idea and watch something right now, and just go with the flow. So today's gonna be kind of light work. You know what I'm saying? Nothing long, nothing short. But hey, if you're new to the page, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, hit that like button. Hey man, like I said, I'm trying to make this my little full-time gig. Cause let's all be honest, we all tired of working for somebody. Who don't want to wake up in the morning and do something they love to do? And working for another man is not what I want to do. And so is you. You know what I'm saying? So, I know I waited till 30 some years to do it, but it's better late than never. You know what I'm saying? So, ooh. I just want to do a quick episode today, you know what I'm saying, on something that we can all talk about. The episode is called Potential. And the episode came from an idea from the Jabba Tears podcast. And they was talking about my first subject right here. The man himself, the myth, the legend, Shelton Benjamin. If y'all don't know, Shelton Benjamin been in WWE for almost 20 years. Stayed down loyal. He started from the ground up. So y'all know Shelton Benjamin started in OVW with Brock Lesnar. They made a great tag team. Brock got the call earlier because Brock made it on himself and he was just a natural, bright talent. And Shelton got called a year after that with him and Charlie Haas when they teamed up with Kurt Angle, and it went from there. So the reason I call it potential is because I saw that my boy Sir Wilkins had said that Shelton Benjamin didn't reach his potential. I'm just getting tired of the Shelton Benjamin bash. I feel like Shelton could have reached his potential if he would have grew a set to pull the trigger. Because in 04, you couldn't really put him out there, and plus you had Triple H holding everybody back. So he took the belt from Randy just like that. But that's a whole nother story. Then after a while, he won a bunch of Intercontinental Championships. He had moments at WrestleMania. I feel like Shelton Benjamin didn't really hit his stride until he became the gold standard. And that's when they should have capitalized because they had something special. Was Shelton Benjamin good on the mic? No. Neither was Bret Hart. But Shelton had a look that Bret didn't have. Shelton had the same thing that Bret had. He had the look. He had a gimmick that could have worked and went on to something greater. Bret had the plank in black. Shelton Benjamin was the gold standard. I feel like Shelton Benjamin could have reached his potential right then and there. But they wanted to keep Undertaker, Edge, and who else was in the title picture at the time? Undertaker, Edge, their storyline going. And, Jeff Hardy was in the picture, Punk. And, Shelton just didn't stand out. And that's just because he wasn't good on the mic. Taker ain't either, but Taker do a little. Taker could be entertaining at times, so you can kind of push Undertaker, Dark Man, stuff like that. Undertaker won't take no back to nobody that didn't want it. And plus Shelton had good matches with the Undertaker. Shelton was a good United States champion. He was a good tag team champion. Shelton Benjamin almost won every belt except the world title. I hope he won it before he retired. I just want to see him win it one time. I just want to see him go for it at least once. You know what I'm saying? But it just seemed like Shelton's missing that entertainment factor of being the face of the next company, because you can't be laid back on Jay Leno or Jimmy Fallon or, maybe Make a Wish. You know what I'm saying? So they need something that they can represent. But it's not like Sheldon didn't try. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why he left in 2011. You know, he left for a minute because he got tired. Like, I done everything for this company. I done everything y'all asked me to do. I had a gimmick that could have worked. I ain't saying he could have won the Royal Rumble, but I feel like his push should have lasted longer than it should. So I ain't gonna say that his potential was an epic fail. I just feel like Sheldon held himself back. You know what I'm saying? Now, it wasn't his opinion. And it's hard to voice your opinion if Vince don't see a value in you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Sheldon could have reached his potential. But, you know, stuff happens. You know, so, and then, you know, he came back, won the U.S. title, won a tag team title. So it's not like he's not a winner at all. You know what I'm saying? It's some guys that ain't won nothing. And they will be the next big whatever, and they ain't reach it at all. And I got like one guy on here I'm going to get to, like two guys. You know what I'm saying? So on this list, we're going to talk about, I might call this potential one, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I ain't going to say Sheldon's career was a fail. He still had a great career. But, you know, stuff happens, man. If Vince don't see you as the big star he want, then whatever. You'll just be my middle Carter champion or, hell, opening act. You know what I'm saying? So, Sheldon had a good run. It's just that one thing missing. I just hate that people act like Sheldon Benjamin's not that guy. He won almost every belt except one. He been Intercontinental champion. He been United States champion. He been tag team champion. All things Sheldon Benjamin have not done is main event WrestleMania, won a Royal Rumble, and won a world title. I trade that career for anybody. I love his career. That don't sound like a bad resume to me. So it's kind of like, hey, now I agree he could have done more, but that's not like Sheldon Benjamin would just chop belly chili. You know what I'm saying? You know, so let's not act like that. You know what I'm saying? So I say he had a good career. I would have said epic fail, but then I thought about it. He could have done more. Now that I agree with, but as far as him, he didn't reach his potential. That's BS. I think he did. I kind of disagree with what he's saying. I feel what Sir Wilkins saying, but I kind of disagree with it. I feel like he reached his potential, but I do. Now he could have said he could have done more. I'm like, okay, cool. But you know, Sheldon had a good career. Hopefully he'll win the world title, like I said, before he retire, and we'll see where it go. My next subject I want to talk about. My dog, the chosen one, Drew McIntyre. Now, his rags to riches story is a roller coaster. So, you know, back in 2009, Drew McIntyre debuted on SmackDown in the summer of 09, I think, summer of 09, early that year. Y'all call me or whatever. And he was Vince McMahon's hand-chosen pick. Now, at first, we saw the talent then. I just think Drew was too young and wasn't ready yet. So if you know, Drew became the Intercontinental Champion at TLC, beat John Morrison, was on a roller coaster of his life in 2010. It was starting off smooth, everything going according to plan, and then he caught a domestic assault situation with his ex, I guess this is ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, Miss Taryn Terrell. I think they were dating at the time. Miss Taryn Terrell. And then that kind of killed his push. His buzz died. And then around 2012, 2013, of course, a typical punishment for that type of stuff, they set him up to 3MB with Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal. Now, that gimmick could have worked, but the problem was they made it like a honky-tonk gimmick. They was losing all the time and doing the rock and roll thing, and wasn't nobody just taking it serious. And you know what's funny? Heath Slater probably enjoyed it, but you can tell in some of them promos after a while, Drew didn't enjoy it. Okay, that's not what he wanted, and he felt like he wasn't being used right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, 3MB could work if they didn't make it. If they didn't make it a comedy act. But like I said a few episodes ago, if they don't believe in you, they're gonna make you a comedy act. And they'll be becoming a yes man, and you know what I'm saying? You're gonna do what the company say do. So Drew dealt with that for a minute, getting beat up by the Shield, and you know, playing with little people. Can't say midgets because that's offensive. Doing, playing with little people and stuff in the 6-man tag with I think it was them and is it Lucha House Party? Don't quote me. I think when they did the Lucha, they had the little person in their group, and I think they had Hornswoggle. So it can kind of be frustrating because this is what you love to do, and you're a professional wrestler. So Drew contract ran out probably 2014. He left the company, went back home, made a buzz, changed his look up, got toned up. You know what I'm saying? Then he went to Impact. Had feuds with Bobby Lashley, EC3, was it Petey Williams and stuff like that. And he got his buzz back. He put in the work, cause you gotta remember his career started off right here. Then when he got the domestic violence push thing, it kind of went. It was going down here. It was looking like an epic fail at first, but he put in the work. He had a good 2-year run in Impact. Then about 2016, 2017, Triple H gave him the phone call. He went back to NXT. He stayed there for 5-6 months, almost a year or something like that. Became champion. We could have got the Adam Cole match before you left, but hey, whatever. Could have got the Adam Cole match, but Drew career was starting like a fail, but I must say, Drew career been successful. So he came back to WWE. Then he got caught up in the main roster, involved in a major storyline off the no. When was the Shield versus Braun Strowman? No, he was involved with the Roman Reigns storyline first. When Shane was feuding with Roman Reigns and stuff. They had an okay match at WrestleMania. It could have been better, but the fans kept the momentum because they really hated Roman Reigns. Well, not hate, but dislike Roman Reigns. So it kind of kept the buzz, and they built up to the feud, especially, it was Roman's first time coming back. Now, if Drew would have won at WrestleMania, then it was more special. Then after a while, he been in big storylines ever since. Big storyline ever since. Then, I think no. My bad. I think I got it wrong. He came back on the main roster with Dolph versus, I think it was doing the Dolph Ziggler, Braun Strowman. He came back with them. He was involved in his storyline. Then the Shane stuff came after. Then they had that great tag match with Triple H with him and Shane versus Roman Reigns versus Undertaker. So Drew. And then, when he cooled down, You know what I'm saying? He was on the opening act, or he was in the mid-card. He showed y'all how really great he was. He made him and that Baron Corbin program look good. At first, I thought it sucked. But then as time went along, I was like, damn, that was a good program. And it just showed you how great Drew is, that he can adjust to any style. So I feel like he reached his full potential. Won the Royal Rumble. He beat Brock Lesnar at the pandemic WrestleMania. I wish it could have been more, but I don't think Brock Lesnar's heart was in it because he took one Claiborne and that was it. Because Brock said he didn't want to wrestle at no warehouse. He didn't want to wrestle at Target. But Drew won. He had a good title reign, but it was in the pandemic era, so it was hard for fans to depict it on the laptop. But it was good. It was great. He had a great feud with Randy Orton that year. Back and forth for the championship belt. And, it went on from there. So, Drew McIntyre reaches full potential. Shout out to Drew. Another person I want to talk about. Cody Rhodes. Man, where do I start? Cody was bound for greatness, but it took a lot of bumps. So, Cody debuted with his father doing the Randy Orton storyline. So he debuted doing his father and stuff like that. So at first, we started off good. He had a little momentum. And then he went to the dry spell where he teamed up with Bob Holly. They became tag champions. So they knew the greatness already. So they put him with a crafted veteran. They became a great tag team. And then after a while, I think, during 07, 08, he was kind of lost in the shuffle for a minute, And then, you got to think about this too, where You seen Cody was great by '08, '09. When '09 came, him and Randy team him up, and they became legacy. They became legacy, and they took over beefing with the McMahon Hamsley era. Randy Orton was the lead. He was the head honcho, the captain. He guided him and Ted DiBiase, and they became tag team champions. So Cody was a bright star, and then after a while, I say about 2010. I say shortly they had the triple threat match from the game SmackDown. They they put that on real life, you know what I'm saying? And then later, shortly, the group broke up, and I think Ted went his way. Of course, Randy went back to doing what Randy do. I think Cody went on SmackDown, having great matches. Then he became dashing Cody Rhodes with the commercials and stuff like that. Now, at first, I didn't think that gimmick was going to work. But, hey, it did work. It worked. It was perfect. And, brushing your teeth and stuff like that. And then it did come off kind of cheesy. Then he had a feud with Rey Mysterio. So, that was a good storyline because Rey broke his nose. And they had a good storyline heading to WrestleMania over the Intercontinental Championship. And Cody was a great Intercontinental. Like I said, WWE seen the greatness, the genius, but they just seen him as a middle card. But Cody seen himself being in more of a larger space. And so he's showing them time and time again. And then he won the Intercontinental Champion. Then him and Randy Orton had a great feud. So Cody always been great. He just wanted to go to the next level. And I guess the writers and Vince weren't seeing it, or Vince weren't ready to change the guards. Then after I think Cody was lost in the shuffle. I ain't gonna say lost in the shuffle because 2013 he had a good year too with his dad, his brother. When they went up against the Shield and the Authority storyline and stuff like that. And after a while, they had a good tag team title run in 2013. 2013, though, it was a great year. My bad, sorry, but that was a great year. Then they lost to the New Age Outlaws, and then they came up with this gimmick. And then at that point, I think he was fed up. He tried to make the best of it, but that ain't what he wanted to do. And then shortly after that, he went on the independent scene, took over, got with the Elite. He had great feuds for the Ring of Honor title, with Adam Cole, Marty Scurll, can't know his name, Marty Scurll, whatever. He had a great run in the independent scene. Went to New Japan, had a great run. Went to Impact, had a great run. Then he came over to AEW, and then here we are today. So I can say Cody reached his full potential. But, the negative part, right? You didn't think it was going to be sweet, right? So I got two guys on here. I'm going to go, I ain't going to say go in, no, but it's going to be like, dang. So, I'm going to start with Sin Cara. So, Sin Cara was a young, talented from Mexico on the rise. Came to WWE in like 2011, 2012. It started off hot, but then it got lukewarm. Now, he could wrestle his butt off, but his English was terrible. And then that's when they teamed him up with Rey. And it worked out for a minute, and then I guess shortly after that, him and Rey went their separate ways. Because he was supposed to be the next Rey Mysterio in WWE, but it was an epic fail. And I think the guy he was too hurt, couldn't speak English, and he didn't finish matches. Now, I don't know if y'all remember on the famous night of Raw, he was fighting Alberto Del Rio. And in professional wrestling, as cruel as this business is, you gotta finish the match. So I think he injured his leg, finger, or something with Alberto Del Rio, and I think during the match, Alberto Del Rio got mad because he called off the match. I don't think the series was that bad to the point he want to finish the match, and then he kind of lost respect in the dressing room. Then, even before Rey, in between Rey 2, he had a little cool game with Hunico Sin Cara versus Sin Cara. I think Hunico played him better than Hunico because Hunico had heart and Hunico actually speak English. Because when Hunico was Sin Cara, he had a great feud with Braun Strowman. When this one, Braun first. I'm gonna get, you know what I'm saying? Ideas for next episode. But, you know what I'm saying? So after a while, he got shortly let go. They let Hunico betray him. You know, it was a bust. You know, it was just what it was. It's only so much they can do because Vince was trying to push him to the moon and back. I mean, you debuted against Sheamus, a former WWE champion, who was the world champion at that point, and the momentum was supposed to build, but it built. It'd be up here, then it died, be up here, then it died, then he wrestled with the lights all on, and it was just all over the place. You know, so that was an epic fail. He didn't reach his potential at all, and it didn't take Vince for them to let him go not that long. So hopefully my boy Dragon Lee do his thing in NXT. It just, you know, so hopefully Dragon Lee will live up to his full potential. I think he will, because he's more reliable, healthy, and I think his English is very good. But Sin Cara, that was just trash. Sorry, bruh. It is what it is. Now, another one I want to talk about, Mason Ryan. Now, Mason Ryan debuted with NXT 2-point trash. He had good momentum. He was good as Punk Muscle Man and stuff like that. You know, he was supposed to be Vince's next Dave Batista. And what you mean by that? I'm like, you can't tell that both of these guys look alike? He looked like a knockout version of Batista. And Vince, let's keep it real, Vince was probably heard that Dave left in 2010. And, you know, he felt like he found the next Batista. I mean, you know, and when Mason Ryan, when the Nexus 2.0 broke up, his solo push was just an epic fail. Like, he couldn't wrestle, he couldn't do nothing, couldn't get the crowd engaged. He couldn't talk on the mic. He looked like he didn't belong in the ring. Ooh, excuse me. He looked like he didn't belong in the ring. We can all be honest about that. He really didn't belong in that ring. Like, he really didn't. Like, he looked lost. Like, he looked like a lost strip, he looked like a lost girl out there. And he was clueless, and you could tell in the cluster, and it just, Vince had to pull the plug and let him go because it wasn't no bright future for him. So he didn't live up to that potential at all. And that was an epic fail too. So think about that. My last one, I ain't got much to say. The last one is Brock Lesnar. He reached all his expectations from the jump. I ain't even got to run down his career. Like, what more do I need to say? And he's still killing it 20 years strong. And the reason I put him on the list, I could just, you know, really think of nobody else right now. But those, like the other five, they're the ones I really thought about. But, you know, Brock Lesnar is just one of the greatest of all time. He in my top 3. And like I told you, this is the reason why. College. Okay, went to college. Went to the WWE. Beat The Rock in his debut match. Left, went to the NFL. Trash, garbage. Alright, that flop. Went to New Japan Wrestling. Made an impact. Became a champion already. Left professional wrestling. Went to UFC. Dominated there. Came back to the WWE. And where we at now? So, and like I said, man, hey, that's it for the episode. I love y'all. I just want to give y'all a little light program because, hey, man, you know, it be some days I just be itching to get up to do this stuff, man. So, it just, I was itching to do this just to get it out there, you know what I'm saying? So, but I got some episodes lined up, man. 23 gonna be crazy. I think 24 gonna be a good one. I got like the last 3 episodes. I be writing them out, like I said. So, hey, man, I love y'all. I do this for y'all. Man, let's get them subscribers up, man. Let's do this. I'm out. Peace.